Hi there, my name is Peter Kakoma and I lead the team at Kanzu Code. And I'd like to take you through the demo for Kanzu Banking. Very welcome to this. I'd also like to give you a bit of background on how we came up with the platform and why some things are the way they are. So the first thing I'd like to show us is the tenets we were set out to achieve as we built it. The first one is we're looking for something cost effective for you as a financial institution. We also wanted you to have quick turnaround time from the time you sign up and to the time you're using a fully functional system. And we're also quite keen on giving you technical support along your journey as an investment club or SACCO. We also wanted to have local solutions integrated into this, and I'll illustrate a bit more on that shortly. So that as a financial institution, because that's what you are as a SACCO or an investment club, you the portal that you interact with when you go to use your online banking is not the same one that the teller or the people inside the bank use. So that's one of the things we adopted. We have a different portal for the administrators of the SACCO and the investment club. And administrators are people like treasurers, people like the chairman, but then also we have a different portal for the rest of the members of the SACCO or investment club. Secondly, we have mobile money integration, and you'll see that at play as we progress in this demo. Thirdly, we also regularly update the platform because technology is regularly changing and we need to keep up to speed with these changes. So we have that baked into the offer that we have for you. The next thing is we do have an Android mobile app for you, for your clients. And then the last thing is you're also able to configure an unlimited number of products and services. And I'll illustrate each of these bits a bit more as we go through this. So as you now will see, you will now see that I'm at this URL my.kanzubanking.com. So this I'm walking us first through the client portal that I mentioned. So this is what a client, a member of your SACCO or investment club will interact with most of all the time really. When they come here, they'll be able to, as you can see, this is their dashboard and this is showing us that this is Jonathan's account and he's part of the demo investment club or the demo SACCO. And this is his dashboard where he gets to see all his accounts, his total loan balance, his total savings balance, and if there are any announcements, they would show up here. So if they tap on the accounts tab, it will pull up all the accounts that they have. And in this particular case, these are the loan accounts that Jonathan has, and these are the savings account that he has with your investment club or SACCO. So the typical investment club or investment club or SACCO will have a person have just one running loan, but in this case we have multiple loans just to illustrate the possibility that that's actually one of the things that's possible in this system. And these different loans go through different stages. The first thing is someone applies for the loan, then it has to be approved. Then if it's approved, it then has to be disbursed. And for these 4 loans for Jonathan, they are in different stages. So this one is active, which means it has gone through everything and it's currently active. So you can see it's in green. This you can see it's approved. This one has been submitted but hasn't and is pending approval. And this one is also approved. So I'll tap on the loan that is active because that's what you'll usually have in your setup. So we'll see here that Jonathan has, just by tapping that, has all the details about that particular loan. The amount that was approved, when he submitted it, when was it approved, when was it disbursed. And if you see here, we also have a lot of extra details. The penalties, repayments, the amortization, the interest. So he's able to see all these things about his loan. If he taps here, he's also able to see the repayment schedule that he's supposed to be following, down with all the dates right there. And lastly, if he taps here, he can see every one of the transactions that he has made. As he makes more repayments, they keep showing up here towards that loan. Another key thing is if he wants to make a repayment towards this loan facility, he can tap right here and it will bring him to this point where he would enter a phone number, an amount, enter a remark, and when he completes the transfer, a mobile money prompt will show up on his phone and when he approves that and taps in his PIN, that money would be deducted from his mobile money account and credited towards this loan facility for your SACCO or investment club. More to that, if he came here to the savings aspect, he still has the same layout, and if he taps this, it would give him all the details about that particular savings account, every single detail that he needs. If he tapped here, he would have all the transactions that he's made so far, but you can see Jonathan hasn't been saving. His savings balance is 0, so he has no transactions. If he wants to change that and wants to make a deposit, he can tap here and go through the same flow where he enters a phone number, enters the amount, enters a remark, and when he completes, a prompt would show up on his phone, approves, and that would be credited towards his savings. For transactions, he's able to come right here and see any recent transactions. More to that, if you wanted to apply for a loan, you just come here, select which loan product is applying for, enter all the necessary details, and he'll apply. I think on that note, it's very easy for us now to move into the admin portal because it picks up from where Jonathan leaves off here. After he's applied for a loan, you as the treasurer, as the chairman of the SACCO or investment club, you're able to come to this. Is now a different portal. This is the admin portal. You can see it's richer and has a lot more functionality. So when you log into this with your credentials, you would come to this, the tasks, and you'd come to loan approval, and you'd see all the loans that are waiting to be approved. And we can see Jonathan is one of the people waiting for his loan to be approved. So typical SACCOs may sometimes have a fairly long turnaround time, but with something like this, you're able to see all the necessary details in one place and quickly approve a loan. And if it has been approved, as I shared, you also need to disburse it, and there's a step here where loan disbursal comes into play. And we can see here that these are the people who are waiting for their loans to be disbursed. If there are some loans that need to be rescheduled, they would show up here, and you'd go through them and review them and approve them as necessary. If there are some clients who are waiting to be approved onto your system, people who've applied to join your SACCO or investment club, they would show up here and you'd be able to approve them. On that note of clients, I can now also go here to the client menu. There's a requirement to have very extensive KYC about your members. You want to know a lot of information about them, and the system supports that. So just by tapping clients here, I have a list of all the clients in the system, and I can tap one of them and get all the information there is about Alonzo Muyi. I see that these are the different accounts that he has. These are different loan accounts, these are different savings accounts. And if I wanted to get details about any one of those accounts, I'll just tap on it and it would give me all those details. You can see it shows me pretty much what he was seeing in his own client interface, but then a lot more information. The repayment schedule is there as well. The transactions are there. If there are loan documents added to the system, they would show up here. And if there are any extra notes about him, they would show up here as well. And if I wanted to reschedule the loan, that's available, as well as creating and viewing and guarantors. There's full support for using guarantors in this setup. More to that, it's also key to have a bit more about the person. So it supports uploading a picture of them or uploading their signature. It supports also having next of kin information, adding family members to the system, IDs of your members. It's possible to upload them, as well as any extra documents you might feel you need to have. If you also want to type extra notes about the members of your investment club or SACCO, that is also supported in the system. So you're able to capture a lot of KYC information about your members, and you have it at your fingertips just by logging in. So you can see we have the activation date and number of active loans. So we have a lot of information about our clients. I'll skip to the accounting functionality. As a financial institution, you need to have an up-to-date books of accounts. And if you come to, we have a fully configurable chart of accounts. And if I switch to tree view here, just so you see, It gives you the ability to track your assets, your liabilities, your income, your expenses very extensively. Every one of these can have sub accounts so that you set up a very granular system that keeps track of your all your transactions properly. The ones that I illustrated where we're making a loan deposit and a withdrawal, those are automatically put for you in the correct places. But if you want to add extra information, you want to track your expenses, because the typical investment club or SACCO will be tracking, will have administrative costs, will have financial costs. So there's support for adding things like that as well. There's a lot more to the accounting functionality, but I will switch to the reporting functionality for now. And we have over 50 pre-configured reports in the system. I will use just one to illustrate that. Since we've been talking about accounting, I'll just use the balance sheet report just so you can see what a report looks like. So you don't have to generate any of these manually. It's done for you automatically. I just enter the necessary information there, and you can see that just by a few clicks I now have our balance sheet, and I can know where we stand as an organization. More to that, we are also able to configure products. This is really key. The typical SACCO investment club will have one savings product, and that's available. You can create that as a single savings product in the system. But more than that, you also have the ability to edit various items about that particular product. Every one of these items you see here, the currency, the decimal places you want to track, the minimum opening balance, the lock-in period, if you want to allow overdrafts. So it's a very expansive set of features, and you just need to configure which ones you need in exactly for that savings product that you're creating for your members. You also have the ability to create other savings products, so you can have multiple savings products. This will come out, I think, a bit more in the loan products, because these are the ones that are usually used a lot as the engine of growth for many investment clubs and SACCOs. So for the loan products, many tend to have one, but the system supports not just one but multiple, because now as a financial institution, you want to give your members the ability to maybe, for example, have a short-term loan facility that has a different interest rate, and with that one you can be targeting members who may be looking for quick input cash into their business, or a quick school fees loan, and you want a shorter payback period, but with also a shorter with a monthly interest rate, and you can have a short-term loan facility for that. You can then have a different loan product, for example, for people who are looking for longer term loans, and people who are looking to buy a house, buy land. And you can have different loan products just so you target your different members depending on their where they are in their financial journey and in their financial needs. So for a single loan product, I'm able to configure the currency, I'm able to configure the terms, which the number of repay installments, the nominal interest rate, how often is the interest charged, is it monthly, is it annual, and how is it how is amortization done, what's the interest calculation period, is there a grace period, what are the penalties for being overdue, are there charges, and every one of these guarantors required for this loan. Can I send out the loan in trunks? So all of these are available as configurable items when you're setting up your loan product. That way you can have a robust set of products for your members. Another thing I would like to illustrate is the ability for you to upload items into the system. So you can get a report from your bank account, download the report for that month's transactions, and then you'd come to the bulk import functionality, and you'd be able to, it would give you an Excel sheet that you'd put those transactions in, and you'd be able to upload them in bulk into the system directly, so that you don't need to enter them one by one. For the functional, for the payments that were made using mobile money, using the process that I illustrated earlier, those would be captured automatically. But if there are any extra payments that went directly to your bank account, those you need to upload using this functionality. Then we also have the ability to support shares and dividends, and there's a share product facility here that supports that. And more to that, we also have what we call distributing of earnings, which is done based on people's savings balances at a particular point in time. So that's also supported for those of you who make investments and then at a certain point you now want to give out dividends to your members based on the return from that investment, but also based on how much those particular people contributed towards that investment. So that's also supported. Thank you very much, and we welcome your questions at this point. Thank you.